Welcome to my video for my predictions for what's happening in the year 2022. So I'm filming this in December 19th of December 2021. So I've actually written down my predictions, what we're getting. I'm also going to do a bit of a channel as well. So we'll get started. What I really feel like 2022, it's going to be a year 6. I feel like it's going to be a year of movement, of getting things done, of really trying to move forward with our lives, as well as trying to deal with limitations, as well with everything that's going to be going on around the world. Unfortunately, I still feel like we're going to be dealing with issues that we've been seeing over the last couple of years, still be coming in. However, I kind of feel like the virus is going to start fading away in 2022 for other things that are going to come in. I'll start first of all with the planets and see where they are and what's going to happen. We do have a Pluto, which is still in Capricorn, and it's going to be in Capricorn. Therefore, it's going to be there all this year. Some of it in 2023, 2024 is when it fully moves into Aquarius. So we're still going to have these changes in our institutions. Pluto is trying to change our governments, the financial institutions. It's changing. Pluto is that Phoenix, so it's really trying every that Capricorn energy that's in. So Capricorns, it rules law and order. So it's ruling the governments, it's ruling financial institutions, it's corruption. It's a very hardworking. So it's changing all that for us. So that's why we've got to go through the bad so that we can get to the good and create the universe or the world that we want to create. So that's still going to be in Capricorn this year. We have Saturn in Aquarius. Now, Saturn actually had Jupiter in Aquarius in 2021. So we had a bit of luck there with certain lockdowns of the energy of Saturn that was trying to bring in Aquarius. So Aquarius rules our freedoms. It rules humanitarianism. It rules it's about being individual and being different. It rules technology as well. So with Saturn causing a bit of those troubles in 2021, we had Jupiter helping us a little bit. Now, Jupiter's actually at the end of December 2021 is actually moving into Pisces, which just leaves Saturn. So that's going to indicate to me that there's still going to be some issues with our freedoms next year in 2022, because we're going to have no Jupiter there to sort of help us. There's going to be problems with technology. We're going to have, there could be, so I've actually there is going to be some cyber attacks happening in 2022. Humanitarianism is going to be a problem with the humanitarianism, problems with that. Basically, Jupiter there by itself without a planet that's a positive planet helping out, it's going to just create havoc. Plus, we're still going to have some squares with the with Uranus coming into 2022 as well. We've also got so with Jupiter moving into Pisces, so we'll be there to around May, and then it's going to move into Aries, and it's going back into Pisces from October to around December 21 of next year. So Jupiter in Pisces, and this is going to be good for spirituality. So it's more people can get more spiritual, wanting to get closer, maybe even religious, closer to God if they feel that way, or turning into spirituality, looking towards the psychics, mediums. So if you want to start a career, if you're a light worker and you're thinking of getting out there, starting a career, next year is a good year to do that. Anything to do with spirituality, very good. However, Pisces also rules the media, it rules delusions. So with that, we saw a little bit of that when we had Jupiter actually moving to Pisces in 2021 for a few months. We actually saw the media and the delusion of everything actually getting hyped up. So that's actually going to happen again. So the positive aspects is more the spirituality. Negative aspects of this transit could be that people buy into the delusion or the big, I'm going to say, the lie of the smoke screen that's really happening underneath. But I do feel that smoke screen is going to come out more in 2022. Now, when Jupiter is actually going to also conjunct Neptune, which is going to be happening in around late April. So again, this is going to be good, really good for spirituality, but also on the negative side, It can create more of a delusion, a denial, rose-colored glasses. That on the positive, spirituality might be a bit high. So people really looking towards spirituality, maybe even looking to, healers and psychics, or maybe getting more into religion as well. Then when Jupiter goes into Aries from May to October, that's going to be an energy of a really fighting energy. Aries is a very strong energy. Aries is about it's war. It's the god of war. So the Aries, if I find anyone who's in Aries, they can be a little bit argumentative. So, these might mean argument, tensions against world leaders can come up as well. And we've got that Chiron energy there in Aries. So that emotional pain that's coming up with emotional leaders, with things not going according to plan with leaderships. Even our leaders that we have around the world, they aren't real strong leaders that we are having. When you look at the leaders or the prime ministers and presidents around the world, they're not got strong characters. There's a lot of issues going on with there, but put Jupiter in there, you're going to bring out the strength in people, but it also can be more arguments, it can be more war, but also can be more of a fight, more of a fighting energy too when Jupiter's in Aries. So we've also got Uranus, which is going to be in Taurus, and it's going to be creating some more squares next year also with Saturn. So Uranus in Taurus is also creating very unusual. Taurus creates earthly things, so we've got money, we've got like housing, this can create more, there's natural disasters, volcanoes, floods, earthquakes, any about unexpected things happening with money, with the housing market, with humanity, like if it's what's going on. This can also, so when last time that Uranus was in Taurus was World War II, so this can bring about war energy as well, unexpected things on Earth. So we've got some things going on with the astrology going on throughout the year. I will elaborate more and also bring in the eclipses energy when I do the horoscopes throughout the year too. We've got a lot to cover in this video. So, but I really do feel like it's a year of moving and shaking up, and people trying to get forward and look past the delusion and past the sort of the lie, the smoke screen that everybody's been, all the media and the world leaders actually been putting out. So I've written down some of my predictions, and I'm going to do some cards as well, and I'm going to do a bit of a channel for this year too. So what I've been getting with my predictions, so I do get in January there are going to be some more protests, and I feel like in America there's a riot that's going to break out. Now in America you do have your Pluto return. I might try and get the USA chart up and actually do a separate video on that, but I do feel like there's going to be a lot of fighting going on in America. It's going to be about people wanting their stance, wanting freedoms, wanting their power back, because I feel like some of the power you guys have feel like been taken away from you. I love the world, but you guys are really going to amp up next year in America. So I do feel there's more protests, but in America I feel like there'll be riots starting out, and I feel like that's going to be in January. Now I also see, and this I feel like around February, and my timing could be a little bit off, but this is what I'm getting, that a blame game has happened to Bill Gates. So I see all these people pointing fingers at Bill Gates and they're blaming him. So I really feel like that in February, he's not going to have a good 2022. He's going to have a lot of people there who are like, why isn't this working? You've told us that you've got the answer to this problem, but it's just not happening. I just feel like he's going to get a lot of blame put on him, and I feel like that's going to happen around February. I just feel like there could be some court cases coming up against him as well, potentially too. I must say this video is for entertainment purposes as well. Put a disclaimer out there too. Now I also see Princess Eugenie, so the younger daughter of Prince Andrew and Fergie. I do see her pregnant again. So I see her pregnant, giving the baby number 2, and I see a boy. So I do see her as being pregnant. Now, this is a prediction I actually brought out for 2021. I had seen it not fully work out, but I saw there are things going towards that. And that is, I do see a potential, or and I've been saying it again, and I've said it a number of times in my lives, but I do feel like that World War III is coming. So I do feel like that it is going to be China, Russia, North Korea ganging up as one, their allies against the other countries, the other alliances. So I do see that potentially could be coming up next year in 2022. I can see it's starting to form in 2021. If you also looked in the right places, you would have seen different things that are happening with, different countries buying submarines, buying, other countries selling, planes. There's things that are going on in 2021, but I feel like there's going to heat up with that in 2022 because with that Jupiter in Aries, and then some of the other transits, there's some all like stuff going on there, and fighting energy. I do feel there's going to be some power shortages as well. Potentially even in Australia, I do feel like power shortages could be happening. I didn't get a month with that. I also feel like that it's going to be time of like shortages, being self-sufficient, like growing our own produce as well. Again, I'm not getting a time with that one. If I get more, if I get more timing and more predictions in my lives that I do each week, I will be doing them, sharing them with you. Now, in terms of the economies and finances, I see there's a big downturn. So I do see stock market really going crashing down. I feel like that's June, July of next year. Now I dip back to that wall. I see around May. I do see about around May of that happening there. Sorry about that, my phone. Now I also see, so June, July, the economy is going down. The crypto market, I also see that as going up in May of next year. I also see, as I said, the cyber attacks. I feel like China potentially is going to cyber attack the side of everybody as well. So just hold on. So yes, I do feel like there's some cyber attacks going to happen that China will. Like I'm getting China, so like China is going to put some cyber attacks, different countries around the world. I also feel like that in March with President Biden, I just feel like something's going to happen to him in March. I don't feel like it's going to be positive. I kind of feel like this could be attempted attack, or there's something with him in March. I don't see him being president of the United States like till the end of the year. So I do feel like March is something with him in March that's going to happen. Not positive. I don't see this being a positive thing. I just feel like it's something with March with him. I'm just going to say that for now, instead of like going into detail what I do see with that. I also feel like there's volcanoes going to erupt around Russia as well. So yeah, Russia has volcanoes, but I keep on getting like eruptions. I got Russia with that. I feel like in Australia there's going to be some more floods and shortages, as I said before, but floods also happening in Australia next year. I didn't get a month. In May, I was getting that the, on the arm will actually be stopping in May. The mandates is more going to stop in May. And I feel like that's more of an Australia thing, but it could be around the world as well. June, July, I do feel like they're going to stop. These things are going to stop the arm, like off. Well, I do see, and we are starting to see things at the end of 2021 that, they are saying there's a rise in certain cases, but I do feel like there is going to be some people, or I'm just going to say some people, because there are people who have taken this who are going to get, I do feel like there is still things that we're going to be dealing with that, and I do feel like that coming in to next year, especially around March, even April, that there's going to be a lot of sickness there with them. I keep on seeing, I've seen this before in my lives, I keep on seeing like medical tents, and there's a like white tent where people are receiving medical treatment. So I do feel like that is with the people who got that. Now I also feel like there could be some lockdowns coming into February, so I feel like that could be like in Sydney, could be around Australia, but I'm just getting lockdowns in February that should be coming in as well. Getting a new president, so I do feel like potentially in America, the new president is going to be coming in there. And I said before, I get the same thing, that it's a younger guy and he has 2 children. I'm not too sure who this person is, but that's what I keep on getting, the same sort of descriptions with that. And So May in Australia, I got May 29 was standing out to me. So I don't feel like that must be something to do with the election that's coming up there, our federal election. I do see like Scott Morrison there. I see him pleading or begging, and it's to Pauline Hanson. So I mean, I keep on seeing Pauline doing very well. So I can see her popularity growing up. I do feel like she's going to get more seats in that election. But what I'm seeing, I'm trying to see what I'm like translate that. I do feel like that could be maybe that if she gets enough seats where she's going to hold some sort of potential power there in the government, where he's actually trying to work with her to get things through, which also could be why some of the other things that I'm getting in Australia, like the mandates and other things maybe in stopping as well. Now, I was getting some fire happening in Australia. However, this isn't like a bushfire. I feel like it's more about an attack that's going to happen. So I'm seeing a lot of fires coming around in Australia. I didn't get a month with that one. And I got like, we're going to have to really get our news like underground sources. I just feel like mainstream media, the news that's going to come out of that, we just cannot trust and we just don't know. So I feel like that a lot of people are going to start getting their news more underground, that's going to grow and become more so in 2022. And I was getting in May in New York that I could just see people running and screaming in this dark cloud coming over New York, and there's a lot of like destruction, but there's a big shadow that's coming over there. And I feel like next year, as I said before, a year of action, but a year of unrest as well. I feel like with the Queen, I feel like she's much loved. I feel like that she's going to be well protected next year as well. In fact, there's a lot of protection around her next year as well. I also feel like Prince William, he'll be more of a stepping up and getting him ready to take the crown on when that time's to come. For some reason, I feel like the crown's more going to go to William than Charles. So I feel like he's going to really start to step up and take on that role a bit more. And I feel like Prince Andrew and Fergie are going to come out to rebuild his reputation. They're going to come out together to like unite. Now, with Prince Andrew, with the case that's going on there, I do feel like he's going to get a rap against Knuckles, so there'll be something there with him. But also with that girl, there's also involved in that. There's something about lying, so I'm not, I feel like there's this lie, or this telling the truth. There's something that lie that with her that's going on with that case. But I do, I'm not getting like a clear win or lose. I just feel like there's something lies like keep on getting. So I also get here in terms of Prince William and Meghan Markle. I do feel like there's cracks going to start forming in that relationships next year. I do feel like that Harry he won't be very happy next year in that relationships. You will start to see cracks starting to form next year with that one too. And I keep on seeing two little drones everywhere. So I'm not, again, I didn't get a May, I didn't get like a month with this, but like little drones coming around everywhere that I could see. So I feel like there's going to be more use of drones or looking on people, seeing what they're doing. Kim Kardashian, I actually see her getting engaged and finding love. So I do feel like I see like a big ring on her finger. So I do feel like that she's actually going to be quite a good year for her. With Taylor Swift, I actually was getting there's going to be more legal battles coming up for her. She may have to pay out some money. So I do feel like there could be these cases where she may not win, or she may have to a settlement or something. So if you see her giving money back coming up. Nicole Kidman, I actually see her winning an award, like a Golden Globe. So I see her doing really well and winning an award for some of her roles that she's been playing. Now with housing prices, I feel like in Australia, the housing market, the bubble's going to burst next year with houses having to be liquidated down. It's like I keep on seeing like a house and money pouring out of houses. So like the wealth and the value of them is going to drop. I just feel like it's this big slump that's going to happen. And I keep on seeing like sold signs on the houses too. So I do feel like that's coming up. I see there's something about banks starting to transform next year. Some banks I feel like are going to close too. When I look at other things like commodities and gold and silver, I do feel like they might go down a little bit, but there's a big up price with them too coming for next year as well. I'll do some channeling for next year, and I'm also going to do some cards too. So let me just see what we can get here for the channel, see if my guides are. Next year of year 2022 is going to be a year of the unknown, the unexperienced and uncontrolled, where you're going through a year of experiencing things that you have never experienced before, where you're used to hear stories of your grandparents telling you about the olden days, and now these olden days you're going to have to live in your own reality, where things are going to not be as they seem but as it is. It will be a year where you're all going to try and look at different ways of doing things. Some of you will run and hide, others will stand up and fight for what's right, and others will just don't know what to do. It will be a year of major transformation for a number of you, where you all have to learn to survive in different ways and more than one. Next year is a year of action where you're all fighting towards something or one common goal. Freedom, unite, feel to all work as one, where you all can live as you once did before. The world that you know is changed forever. Travel will not be the same. So that the airlines will not be the same. Traveling in the air will not be, for it will be grounded for a while, especially from June through to April of year 2023, where airlines may have to ground and not come back for a while. There'll be limited flights coming in, just like COVID times, for this will come back again because the air will not be safe to be flying around people just for holidays. The holidays you seek will more be around short distance around your homes, where you're traveling by car, and even by boat will be a safer option for traveling coming up in the year ahead. It's a year where everyone's going to be in disbelief, not knowing where to go and what to do. But the best way to deal with this is to not show fear, for fear is the way of letting the others win that you don't want them to win. It's a year of you, of showing your true colors, being yourself, and knowing to be smart and going in a direction that you feel is right, looking to spirituality, listening to your loved ones and guides around you. Let them help you lead the way. For you'll all get through this year stronger than ever before, leading the way to 2023, which will bring out a new outcome and some spirit which will rise again out of the ashes to come up for you. We wish you farewell, and we will speak to you once more again. Thank you. Okay. I'm now going to do some cards too for next year. So let's have a look at some cards and just see what cards come out too. So let's have a look. Yeah, okay, so we're getting what I'm getting is that there's going to be a bit of fighting energy. Again, it's coming out here. There is a little bit of celebration, so I do feel like that, you know, it's not all doom and gloom, but there is a bit of celebration that is going to come up for next year, where, you know, we are going to be some more relaxed and partying. I feel like that could be coming up in the start of the year, and at the end we're going to be like, oh my god, what have we gone through? I do feel like as well. There is also going to be a bit of a trapment. I said like this fighting energy and a bit of trapment energy here as well, but it's going to be about us, like I said, like forging through, and like we need to get through a new stage of life, or we need to get to a different way of living. So we've got to go through some of the bad to get to the good of where we want to go to as well. It's not going to be without a challenge. I do feel like that as well. And our emotional, we could be more stuck at home again, like we have been the last couple of years. But our emotions we've got to be careful of keeping it positive. Like emotions can be running high, and guiding our emotions to where we're going to. But I also feel like it's about also standing your ground and being more intuitive in, you know, where we're going and to where we feel where we're drawn to go as well for next year. It's going to be it's not going to be without trial, the tribulation next year. It's definitely got some fighting energy about humanitarianism, about our freedoms, about, you know, what's going what's going on, but it's definitely you're having that strength and having that energy and not backing down too. So I might leave it there for you for this video as well. So thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, and thank you to everyone actually tuned to my last video for last year for 2021. I got a number of views for that video, and thank you to everyone that liked that video, put a comment down, and this video hopefully will do the same rounds. But yeah, if you'd like to, please subscribe to my channel and get notifications on. I do weekly lives, and I'll keep on doing them throughout the year as long as I can. Also, if I'm also here, if you like the reading, please contact me if you like a reading as well. And I hope you all have a happy new year. I hope 2022 is a good year for everybody. I really hope that everyone is able to get success and where they want to go to in next year. And let's just see how it all spins out next year and how it's all going to work out. Because I do feel like it's going to set. There is some little bit of celebration, but there's also I really feel like we're coming into a change, a different world, and that world we won't see to what it's actually going to look like more towards 2024 and maybe even 2023. But there's definitely some things that we've got to go through before we get to that, and how we will be able to get there as well. So I'll leave it there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you for my horoscopes and for my live videos. So bye for now.